Hello everyone, so this is going to be a WTF video, and in this case, what in the blue hell happened to ownership? And when I say that, I mean, say when you at least when I was growing up and you would buy something, you own the product. You did not, I'm not saying you own the license or the patent, but you own the actual product. Meaning you could do whatever you wanted with it. You could resell it. You could lend it to someone. You could trade it to someone. You could, you know what I mean? You could borrow it, return it. You could do whatever the hell you wanted with it. Not just that too, but you also didn't have to continuously have to pay something in order to keep using that item that you bought. It was yours. Not just that too, but also when you bought something, you got all the features of it. There wasn't something that you had to pay and if you had to pay extra for a feature, boom, that was it. You were done, and you could have that feature forever. You didn't have to continuously pay like a month, something that was monthly, to continue using the feature for that, or to have access to something. Not just that too, but now it seems that we have really moved away from that not motto now. And again, this is something that really started in the 2010s, and it's just incredibly accelerated. And I saw this happening pretty much when it started happening. I was just like, oh, wow, no, this is not a good idea, because I already know where this is going. I already know that it's just gonna accelerate, and you're gonna be screwed, and you're gonna see into this, because now we have become a subscription based model instead of an ownership model. Now, when you buy something, you don't actually own the thing. It's a subscription, and you have to continuously pay some sort of small service fee to get use of it. We really are starting to fast track our way to almost having that in every aspect. Not just that too, but we're also kind of getting to that point too where now you're getting nickel and dime for features. Where when you buy something, even though it's fully capable of having all these features, and it should, you had to pay extra to have those features. And you had to pay extra to have that feature monthly or yearly. And we have slowly transitioned from having true ownership of something to just essentially renting it. Here's an example. This is a comic book. Joker #1. See, I own this book. I own it. I can do whatever the hell I want with it. Show this on a video, trade it, sell it, do whatever I want, read it whenever I want. I don't have to sign anything, read terms and conditions or anything. I own it. It's mine. Now we're start rapidly move to a service where it's a subscription now, where you have access to all these comic books that you can read, which is a good thing, but you don't truly own the comic. Say if you buy this 99 cents digitally, you don't really truly own it. It's on a server. It's a subscription based model. It's on a server. If something happens to that server and they want to get rid of it, you're pretty much shit out of luck. You know what I mean? If you're on a subscription based service, if someone hacks into your account, does something, you're screwed. All your comics, all the money spent, is gone. You don't truly own it. You pretty much are just renting it with conditions. This has no conditions. I own it. I'll give you another example. Video games. Now, I have a Super Nintendo in my basement. So, I own that. I own Super Mario World. I own the cartridge. Again, same concept here. I can do whatever the hell I want with it. I can sell it. I can borrow it to someone. I can trade it. I can play with it whatever the hell I want. I don't have to pay a fee every month. All the features that came with the game is there, and it's complete. Because we're also running into the issue of things that are not completed now, and you have to pay later for it to be completed. It's complete. And again, and I don't have to worry about an account being hacked, violating a terms of service. I don't have to worry about any of that crap. I own it. I'm not renting it. Okay, but now with video games, you run into that issue where now you're just downloading digital copies. And especially with Nintendo, how it's going now, where they can break your Nintendo Switch if you do something. If you get hacked, you name it, you can lose all those games that you thought you own, could be gone with your account when your account is blocked. So you're just renting it with conditions. You're not owning it. You can't do whatever the hell you want with those games. You can't sell those digital games to someone else. You can't let them borrow. You can't do any of that. That's happened with video games. And I remember when they had the whole, Xbox One was, when the new Xbox was coming out, and they were saying, how do you trade games? And PS and Sony made that cheeky video where they just handed them the game. That's how you do it. And it's so weird how suddenly we went from that to everyone's like, yeah, this is better, right? I guess. But that's also another thing. And then another example is cars. You bought a car, it came with seat warmers, radio. All that was made available to you when you bought it. That was it. You owned the car and you owned all the features that it came with. Now, car companies are starting to you buy the car, sure, you can run and drive it, but if you want remote start, boom, boom, press a button, you have to pay a subscription. You want seat warmers? Well, you have to pay a subscription. Even though the car comes with those seat warmers and is fully capable of doing it, you have to pay monthly. There are certain car companies that are starting you have to pay monthly now or yearly to have access to that. It wasn't like that before. Another thing could be Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word, Microsoft, Movie Studio, stuff like that. You used to buy the software. Sometimes it would come in a disk. You put it in, and you would have that software, and you would own it. That was your software. If you wanted to update it, you wanted to go to another one, you could. You weren't forced to. If that still met your needs, that Microsoft Word that from like 2005, 2010 still worked, met your needs, you didn't have to upgrade. You owned it. You didn't have to pay a subscription monthly, weekly, yearly. You didn't have to do anything. It was yours forever until you thought it wasn't running well. Now, like Microsoft Word, Adobe Movie Studio, Adobe and all that other stuff are all subscription based now essentially, where it's monthly. It's monthly. It's boom, 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 boom every month. Whereas before, like, hey, I have this. Here's my disc. Boom. Okay, I'm good. I don't need to upgrade until I want to. You know what I mean? But now this is what's happening, and it's starting to become a very disturbing trend where it's permeating pretty much into our entire lives, into almost every facet. It's gonna start doing it. And I remember, like I said, I saw it coming, and I knew where it was headed. So we're moving into a world where we're no longer going to be truly owning things. Where we could trade, we can do what we want. We're moving into a world where we're no longer doing that. We're moving into a world where we're just renting things with conditions. It's really kind of a disturbing thought. I mean, hell, even like movies. We don't own movies. I can watch my DVDs of Friday the 13th anytime I want, but I can't, you know what I mean? If I get it from like an account from, I don't know, whatever, Netflix or whatever, I don't really own the movie. I'm just streaming it. They can take it off whenever. Like Disney, for example. There are things you can't even see on Disney anymore because they removed it. So this is also another disturbing trend in where we're also losing things that we used to have. We're getting censored. It's being censored. It's being removed outright. And the only way you're gonna see it is if you actually own like a DVD or an actual media point of media. So it's a two-fold thing where we're moving into not having true ownership, and we're moving into censorship. Very disturbing when you really think about it. I mean, and I can already see like how more is going to be coming, like refrigerators that have like ice makers. Soon we're gonna move into a mode where you're gonna have to, and this may already exist, where you're gonna have to pay like a monthly subscription in order for it to dispense ice. When you have to say, Alexa, dispense the ice. You know what I mean? It's gonna eventually move into something like that. Into like the toaster, you're gonna have to say toast. You know, in order to get it brown, toast brown. It's gonna move into start. It's gonna probably start moving into appliances and things like this. And that's what I say is, what the F happened to ownership? Like, what in the blue hell happened to having true ownership where you own the product? You could do whatever the hell you want. You own the item you bought. You could do whatever the hell you wanted with it. You know what I mean? It came with all the features. You didn't have to continuously pay monthly. But this, and again, like in the 2010s, this started happening and it just accelerated. And it's getting worse and worse. And it just goes into this other things where, like, what the hell happened to houses? I mean, we're already living into almost a colorless, like, soulless, dull society where we don't have any cars. All the cars look the same and are no colors up. Houses look the same with that gray motif. Fast food restaurants look the same with the same building structure and inside that looks like you're eating in a prison cafeteria. And now we're not. We don't even have ownership of the things that we bought. In all honesty, it really does feel like we're pretty much at the beginning of a dystopian society, and we're starting to slide further and further into it. But yeah, what the hell happened to ownership?